Hello, I'm Deborah Sword. The Conflict Owner's Manual podcast and Substack newsletter have fun practicing conflict competency on popular culture. We watch a show, read a book, listen to a song, and then find the conflict competency in the story. Sometimes we reverse it and pick a conflict competency and then find an example in popular culture. This episode practices on the 2025 version of Superman. The story is uncomplicated. Superman's archenemy, Lex Luthor, initially defeats the hero, and when all is just about lost, they battle, and Superman wins. But Luthor's plan is to win physically and socially, so he attacks Superman with an army, and he also attacks Superman's reputation. Luthor comes out ahead if he wins either the physical or the social conflict. We'll skip the physical contact and analyze the social conflict because powerful people pummeling each other while buildings and bridges crash down isn't conflict competence. The social conflict is more interesting. Superman claims his real intention is to do good and save lives. But Luthor broadcasts that Superman's secret intention is to gain people's trust so he can rule the world. Now, conflict competencies start to emerge. Luthor plots to win the social conflict by undermining public trust in Superman's good intention. So while the warriors pound on each other physically, this social battle is for people's belief in who they trust to act in the public interest. Of course, the outcome is to trust Superman because Luthor's intention isn't in the public interest. There's a field of neuroscience called theory of mind about understanding other people's intentions. We're interested in the conflict competence of understanding both yours and the other person's intentions. That's where Superman helps out. Not quite like saving lives, but definitely to do good. There are different kinds of intentions. New Year's resolutions are intentions, and I'm sure you keep yours. Criminal intention required for conviction is that the accused must intend to do the act that is in the criminal code. And then, of course, there are hidden agendas. An intention is what you have in your mind to do. It's private to you and invisible to everyone else. And the privacy of a mind can be a quirky place to hang out, even for the owner. The brain is a prediction machine wired to guess what's going on and anticipate what'll happen next. A brain turns random spots into patterns and attributes intention to random movement. A brain writes a story from whatever it encounters. The brain works to interpret context, events, words, deeds, and consequences over time, and we react with trust that our brain has interpreted everything correctly. But does it? For example, if I raise my hand, you might guess I'm intending to gesture to emphasize a point, but I might intend to adjust my collar. You infer from context, and intentions change as context and conflict change. Your intention may be to do good and save the world, but does it matter if you accidentally or unintentionally start a war, like Superman apparently did? Superman convinces the public that his intention matters, and he's mostly correct. What you believe about a person's intention is often hindsight. As you start to suspect the person's intention, your feelings about the person evolves from misunderstanding to the person is wrong to that person is evil and I attribute all kinds of bad things to him. So there's an evolution of how you perceive the intention. This triggers a cascade that creates, escalates, or maybe just starts a conflict. So Luthor has the advantage over Superman when he shows evidence that Superman has a secret intention. Superman is left trying to deny and defend an invisible inner belief system that people can only guess about. Superman acts on his stated intention to do good and save lives, whereas Luthor acts on his secret intention, which is to kill Superman while claiming a stated intention of saving the world from Superman's planned domination. The movie shows how good and how bad we are at guessing other people's intentions. Stated intentions and secret intentions make trusting intentions a matter of judgment. One other complication from Superman: the power of but in predicting intention. So think quick. What word would you add to fill in the blank of this statement? I had good intentions. Or how about the blank in this statement? My intention was to do it. And I'll guess you know what to fill in the blanks with. It's the word but. My intention was to do it, but. The word but after a statement of intention is powerful. But replaces an intention with an excuse. With that one small word, I slip from aspiring to a goal to admitting failure. I meant to, but I didn't. Or I intended to, but I got distracted. We see the power of but in Superman in the scene where Lois Lane tries to convince the Justice Gang to help save Superman. They would, but. And the excuses follow. Lois stomps out with choice words for their intentions and their excuses. So, what are your options if you want to be conflict competent? Well, you could challenge, and that would drive you to argue harder, defend more aggressively, walk away, or retreat into hurt silence. Or you could demand justice, criticize, escalate. But to be truly conflict competent, you probably want to ask questions to learn the other person's concerns and preferences, or to clarify your decisions and behaviors without making excuses. You'll want to see what you can do to repair the relationship and fix any misunderstandings about intentions. You might want to define the terms that are being thrown around, and you will certainly want to agree on anything that's possible. So let's summarize. You interpreted the meaning of your observation and assumed you correctly inferred the other person's intention, which they also did to you. And you want to react on what you believe to be true, which is that you accurately anticipated and predicted what the other person intended. Now you react, and that's your decision. The simple action reaction is a process that occurs at the speed of your thoughts, in the privacy of your mind, unseen by all the others. So you're now deciding how to react. If you assume or believe that you, without fail and with no mistake, know the other person's intention, you may make a different decision than if you doubt your insight into what the other person intended. Or, to practice gentle questions, you could ask what they intended. So you've got intent, action, observation, reflection, what meaning you make of it all. You come to a decision and you react. And what you decide depends on the situation. What's important as a conflict competency is your awareness that you have a decision to make, and it might be based on your assumption of the other person's intention. Your reaction isn't automatic, it's not preordained, and it's not always necessary. It's a choice from your various options. When you practice your conflict competency, you slow down to make a conscious, deliberate decision to achieve your goal. Like Superman, when you're intent on doing good and saving lives, conflict competencies are effective. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy practicing your conflict competency on popular culture. I certainly enjoyed analyzing Superman. Thanks for listening. I hope you'll subscribe, like our podcast, share it, tell others about it, leave a comment. We love hearing from you. Thank you.